The news on STV channel. I am Daniel Ekubo. The governorship candidate of the African Action Congress AAC for the 2027 general elections in Delta State, Engineer Isaac Eshor, has raised questions over how the state's resources, especially about 4.119 trillion of federal allocations and other resources, are translated into sufficient development and improved living conditions for the people under the present APC-led administration of Governor Sheriff Oborewori. The AAC gubernatorial candidate has also raised critical questions over huge expenditure on specific infrastructural projects, particularly the 5 flyovers constructed by the state government, which is said cost about 177 billion, representing approximately 4.2% of the total allocations he referenced. He gave indications during an interactive session with top media executives who accosted him on arrival at the Asaba International Airport Thursday, where he declared that he was determined to take over the state and redirect its vast resources towards economic development and job creation.
The area where this current government completely failed, they focus on only flyover. Now, if you look at the income that is coming to the state from 2023 to 2026 here, we have gotten up to 4.19 trillion, almost 5 trillion. And this so-called flyover, so far, according to what they said they spent 177 billion, just about 4.2%.
The AAC gubernatorial candidate, who said he was deeply concerned over what he described as the underdevelopment of the other state, despite its enormous financial and natural resources, hinted that his visit was primarily to continue consultations with stakeholders across the state, stressing that his decision to contest the governorship was driven by desire to provide what he described as purposeful and accountable leadership to the people of the state. He maintained that Delta State was blessed with abundant natural resources and enormous economic potentials, which, if properly managed, could transform the state into one of Nigeria's leading economies, just as he argued that while infrastructure development was important, government must equally place emphasis on transparency, human capital development, employment generation, and the creation of an environment where businesses could thrive. He pointed out that what Delta State requires at this time was total accountability of its resources and the creation of jobs for youth, for which he said the state was bleeding and seeking attention for urgent care. Eshor says he's offering himself for public service because of his experiences in the maritime sector and vast understanding of how to develop businesses and create employment opportunities. He further stated that his decades of involvement in maritime business had exposed him to the enormous possibilities available in Delta State, particularly in the emerging blue economy, adding that Delta State needs to rediscover its potentials and deploy them to the creation of jobs and wealth for the generality of the people.
There is no job. In fact, it is obvious. Delta State is built upon the foundation of marine. And marine rules the world. And we have all what it takes. We have all the facilities. What is our waterfront being used for? Nothing. Just shallow, fallow. Nothing is happening. Look at the textile industry. Look at all the ports, all the 4 seaports. None of them is working. Then we are talking of building flyover. Look at all the roads. Look at all the rural roads. And we are talking of summit. What kind of summit are we talking about? I mean, what we need is accountability. Accountability of all the funds that are coming to this state so that we can be able to know that, okay, at least we should be able to give a pass mark. But as of now, we cannot give a pass mark. No, the people are not aware of what is happening. So we have to make them informed. We have to open the eyes of the people that what we are seeing in the state is nothing to compare to what is coming into the state. So that's why we are here, to change that narrative and let the people know that Delta State is poorly managed.
Engineer Eshor posited that Delta State must rediscover and fully exploit its waterways, coastline, and other maritime assets as part of a comprehensive strategy to diversify the state's economy, just as he emphasized the need for the state to think beyond conventional government projects and explore innovative ventures that are capable of generating revenue and employment. The candidate specifically questioned why Delta State could not develop an airline or establish other commercially viable enterprises, noting that some states have ventured into sectors outside traditional government administration and were bringing jobs to their people. He therefore appealed to Deltans to critically examine the choices before them as the 2027 general election approaches, stressing that the state requires competent financial managers and leaders with the capacity to turn its vast resources into sustainable economic growth rather than merely administering government revenues as is being done. Eshor, who assured that his campaign will continue to focus on accountability, job creation, economic diversification, and development of the state's human and natural resources, revealed that his consultations across the state would provide an opportunity to engage directly with communities, elders, women, youths, professionals, traditional rulers, and other stakeholders on the way forward for Delta State. He clarified that his ambition was not simply to occupy a government house, but to use the office to build an economy capable of providing opportunities for the people, particularly the younger generations, who are the leaders of tomorrow. That is the size of the news bulletin. Tons of viewing. Always keep it with our TV channel.